Stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics.
Yo, holy shit. Wow. Labor of love on that artwork, boy. So we on the opening bell, niggas. My bad. Took a little bit longer than I planned to get here. I guess the file size of that animation was too fucking big, and I ended up compressing it, turned to garbage. Had to kind of remake that bitch. Colors are pretty wild though, right? Thought this shit came out pretty hot. Looks like a living painting. So who was on their translation thing today to catch the meaning of this one, and who wants to put in the chat what they think I'm talking about? The tweet should have made it more, obvious. Shout out to everybody throwing some bits to support the show, and more. Appreciate you guys. Peace outside Chrono, Tiki. Cars look dope. You guys like the art for the YouTube? Try to give you guys something that gives you a little something to think about every day. And for our international viewers, I thought it'd be cool to start using more languages than just English for all the show names. So your future is not defined by your past mistakes. Only ego makes you believe that, right? You are not your past. And the ability to fucking course correct and learn from those things is something that is lacking for most people. But this is why we say introspection is key. I'm sure you guys can see the little blip of my ego in the middle of this, right? And that is that, that attachment. Everyone sees themselves in everything, and they can't remove their personal identity from their choices, and it will really fuck you up if you continue to make choices that way. Why is this fucking thing right like this? What the fuck? Damn it. I hate when they fucking make it look retarded. That looks retarded. Anyways, all right, personal identity attached to trading, or ego trading, is fucking deadly trading. And a lot of what you see in the NFT space that you guys, we've gotten a really very up close look at the way people, behave in NFT markets. And, when you look at things like your PFP, there's only personal identity attached to these things, right? And trading with ego, we know, is deadly. The attachments people have for these things makes it hard to let them go. One of the reasons you see all these guys in the NFT space just going into the grave with their NFTs, right? Because, they don't just take it as a trade. They treat it as like an extension of themselves. And this is why, the FUD from that dude in the Azukis was so able to really, fuck with people, because he's treating it like you're, part of your soul is being stolen from you by this evil market maker who's treating all of her one-of-ones like they're fucking like garbage. And so the personal identity doesn't let people treat these tokens like any other token, because there's a little picture on it that you attach yourself to when you purchase these things. Lots of us don't buy them just because they're an exceptional deal. Lots of them buy it because we can kind of see ourselves in these pictures. They are our PFPs. And if you guys have been in the Discord and watched this dude, Avatar TA, you can imagine just how fucking attached people can be by an image that they use to represent self. And so trading isn't different, because these are pictures, right? To treat this asset like any different than any other asset is a myopic fucking problem. It's a you problem, right? Trading fucking art, trading fucking stocks, trading fucking shitcoins is fractally similar, and is why we use technical analysis to look at these guys. How bullish does Beans look right now, by the way? This is kind of crazy. Fucking nice little base here, low accumulation. And you prop them up on top of this floor, see it? tested that floor sitting there. You know, a lot of people think this blur market maker came to destroy the market. That guy's accumulating something in a lot of different projects that says he understands something a lot different about the forward realities than you know, everything is going to zero mentality. If this thing does go to zero, he's going to take the biggest loss of everybody with the amount of shitcoins he just bought right down there. So, very fascinating, right? Something else I did note. This is who's this other dude? I was looking at some things here. Look at the bottoming of this thing. I mean, look at the amount of volume in the trenches of this last wave to the ground in these guys, you know. And you look at that like in beans, and you know, it's crazy to see the prevailing sentiment in the market is everything is going to zero because this machine showed up inside of a blur that no one understood. Fear can make you fucking say some dumb shit, but you know, your biggest weapon against that is to always inform yourself. Well, yeah, that's a memo. So, did you guys get a lot of that Monday show? Kyobo, that was show. Spoken to a couple guys out in Bad Take that kind of want to get their mind wrapped around some of what is going on. So I tried to put a little bit more detail in that one than probably was you're probably used to. You're probably like, damn, this is like a fucking concept call of a show, and it was. It was intended to kind of be an introduction to kind of logics and kind of give people who saw that one show enough to kind of find themselves in the market making sense. Hopefully, it wasn't an overload. You should have watched it more than once because it was an hour and a half and it was a lot of shit. What'd you guys think of that one? Said Karosh is on it. What is that? That show should have been a refresher for Nebulans, Acolytes. For all of you guys from concept calls, I put a lot of like really, very specific concept. Talked about free and clear systems again, and just kind of like the patience to allow things to happen. Seeing the same triggers, be triggers, yet again. Prices as memory, you can always use it again. So I hope that show kind of covered a lot of like broad topics. Maybe it goes in the starter pack. I don't know. You guys always tell me to fucking shove every fucking show in the starter pack. But that one, was kind of like just to kind of give a broad swath of concepts and, practically applicable ideas for anybody that's really new, and also be a refresher for a lot of you guys who are drifty. You know who you are, motherfuckers, if you're drifty. So guys like that show. I did get some good feedback on it. So and I know a lot of you guys, don't really like the rush towards the bell that we deal with much earlier start shows. I generally like to get us out of here before the bell. This one's clearly, the market's open now. Don't get wrecked. But I like to kind of pace myself to talk about this stuff because the pressure of kind of going through that, I think, creates a bit of anxiety for people trying to get out of here and think they got to use some of the intel in the show today. I generally like to have you guys prepared for the day before we go. But, with these shows right now and kind of some of the things going on in the marketplace and, socially, I figure we're going to slow down a little bit, and not many people outside trained people can handle the speed at which we deal with shit on the show. So, to help a newer audience kind of like, acclimate to what we do, kind of take a foot off the gas a little bit. I do endeavor to get back to starting the show before 8:30 and getting it off the air by 9. So I'm going to try to move things up an hour next week and see if I can get the workflow for the art going and get this shit out by 8:15 with prep done, and then get you guys, back to where we used to be, going out by 9 o'clock, taking a breather and getting yourself set for the bell. Anyways, memos and things. How do you guys like the foreign name theme shows we've been doing? Well, not foreign name, like foreign language named. We've had Latin, had some Japanese. Today we went with the Italian. I know we have a couple of Italian traders, so if you guys, get a kick out of seeing your language come around in our wacky comic book show. That being said, crazy shit overnight. Market's actually pretty interesting. We saw some things from Russia talking about using cryptocurrencies for cross-border settlements, which is definitely a bullish thing. While the U.S. is, constantly trying to figure out how to make it really hard for fucking Americans to be in crypto, you can kind of see Brits. Russia had kind of put some clamps on cryptocurrency. It was pretty interesting. And as soon as America's like, you motherfuckers can't play in crypto, Russia's like, okay, crypto. And you can clearly see that Russia and China's like, whatever the fuck you're doing, we're just going to go the other way, And if you don't like crypto, we love it again. And it's really funny to watch, right? Like all they want to do is make sure that value transfers to anything but the fucking US dollar. To screw those, those bastard Americans for fucking their greed. So it's pretty interesting to see it. And so while stocks have been weak overnight, right? Oh, where's my chart for this? God damn it. That's not the right chart. What the fuck? One sec. I thought I had the right chart up here. Winternomics TV 2. Sorry. Breaks my flow, god damn it. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So, drew you guys out the bull flag, what to think about, to wait for, patience and stuff, to the last couple shows. Oh my god, stop being slow. There it is. Right? I mean, it's pretty decent. Came down here, said probably projects down. Could fuck with the whole emotional range of the Troll X shockwave. This is the emotional location of the Troll Storm in April 16th and 17th from CloneX. And this basically went right through our emotional level. Thought we should get a bull flag here. There it is. Pretty good, right? There's our bull flag in the range. He's bull flagged through it. Now I want to see if you can rotate the fuck back out of it, right? How about that projection on BTC? Did I fucking tell you? He probably dipped the level, fuck everybody in the ass, and then bang. So now you need a little flag action. This little piece has to happen over here. So see if he comes back and then does one of these things, right? Not bad for a freehand squiggle, motherfuckers, from, what is that? From the Friday show on April 14th. Freehand squiggles for the win, bitches. Everyone fucking, how many times can people suggest that that was luck? I don't know. Freehand squiggles for the win, niggas. Money. So, saw some of you guys fucking crush that squiggle too. You guys pace yourself. Really good stuff in the chat. See Seifu's on it. Caught the rotation. Bang, bang. Like it. That's what we're talking about, right? So, that's what I want to see you guys doing, Use the intel. Take your time. And then structural plan to hit it. You guys are fucking, what are you guys talking about here? So, I guess that's him. That's you raising your stop somewhere. It's a jinx, motherfucker. Never put your trade in there while you're fucking in it. Just post it when you fucking get out. That's a jinx and a half, you lucky motherfucker. Anyways, good shit, Seifu. So, Mickey D's yesterday. You guys see that one? Posted that from OnlyFans. And I saw a lot of you able to make a plan to slow down and play this. Really good shit also. Right? Really important that you're able to actually chill and play things in bigger reses. This took a month to play out, but it was insta-bang. It was right in the spot, like I told you guys. Come on now. This is probably the best market write-up for a fucking stock in fucking history. Is it not? Because it's true, but it's fucking funny, but it's true. And if you made money on it, it's still funny. Mickey D's is one of those super high-res runners. And when I say super high-res, like, it's one of your big Dow Industrial components. And people don't think twice about it, but motherfucker, Mickey D's is like one of the most known brands on the planet, just like Apple. Like, they've been there forever. Mickey D's is one of those super high-res runners. Most overlooked, but you really don't want to take your eyes off of. This guy's been hugging the 2-week trend arc for the better part of 20 years. Low res on this guy, 20 years. Low res on this guy is a meat grinder. You guys know, day trading Mickey D's is rough. But high res, he's a fucking beast, So it's kind of why I presented him on the resolution. He's kind of the easiest to play. And he's just easiest to play as a runner in high res. Oftentimes, but on super high res, with Americans being fat fucking piles of shit, this bitch has been up only. Up only from the minute I dropped it. Bang, bang. Timing matters. And of course, I told you guys who are in acolytes, I tried to time these pieces, obviously with wave structure that I've trained you on. So should have been easy if you guys pay attention to this drop. Money. Your OnlyFans channel is pretty ridiculous. Good plays, all you guys who took it. Thanks for the happy meals. 8 R's. 8 times your risk. How many people in fucking NFT world would like to say, I got 8 times my fucking money in a fucking session? That's the Lucian just yesterday's session, I think. And then this is DP holding it for a month. Can you imagine? You got some guys married to fucking one picture for a whole year, fucking hoping the guy to get back 80, 90% of their shit. You got guys over here that, put their money into the markets and can get 8 and 10 and 30 times their risk in a day or 2 days or a week. You got to get your emotions out of trading, right? It's not different because you're trading a picture. Some good looking clones in these pictures too. Clones that make money, right? I like that. Make money every day. Buy more clones if you want to without being broke from your one fucking clone, because that's crazy. Just crazy. It's funny because it's true. Poor fat asses paying rent. Goddamn right. BTC, Ripple, so good shit. So keep your eyes on that, right? Bitcoin and crypto is definitely, like we said, crypto is the strongest asset in the world right now. And no one even knows that. Stronger than gold, you know. And we know golds and bricks assets have been insanely strong. But crypto is actually the best of breed asset in the entire world right now. And the prevailing sentiment for crypto and NFTs is like, you know, it's got to come down. With another bank failure, you know, that is kind of like one of the things. We did see a positive reaction to BTC with the bank failure for SVB, and we do see kind of like a bump here, and it could be a combination of, you know, not just BRICS, you know, making a statement about crypto for cross border, but it could also be related to, you know, the psychological banks fail fucking run to crypto thing. So, you know, it's worth keeping an eye on. While the stock market in the US is so weak, we have best of breed in markets really over in Europe with CAC. But as an asset class, stock indexes aren't best of breed. It really is crypto. And everybody who's on this station has come to me through crypto. And I see so few people talking about crypto now. It's pretty crazy. You know, one of the things when I try to tell you guys like years ago, like watch, you know, the Dow Jones is in the bull market at NASDAQ, like, you know, in the 17, 16 era, motherfuckers wouldn't trade that shit for nothing. It was like pulling fucking teeth. I'm like, you do guys, and NASDAQ's like going straight the fuck up. And it's like, I'm in fucking ETH. And like, ETH is like literally on the ground right now. And now, you know, we see lots of people that are looking at stocks, they're looking at everything else. I'm like, okay, now's the time to look at crypto. And you can see it, like everyone's really stuck looking at stocks. And it's like, okay, I've seen the sentiment before the other way. It's pretty funny because all of you came from crypto. It was like crowbarring you away from it to look at anything else. And now that you all trade everything else, it's like, okay, good. I'm glad you got your mental dexterity at looking at everything. You're pretty fucking free. Now look back at fucking crypto. It's like, nah, I'm looking at this fucking crazy stock down here. And it's just fun to watch sentiment things, you know. So pay attention to that. Crypto's been fucking crazy. And, you know, U.S. assets, you know, among just fucking equities have been fucking dog shit. Just, you know, overall in the basket of assets, you have choices to fuck with. I'm not even mad I missed this opening. What a load of garbage that you guys are dealing with right now. Shit looks like an asshole. Can you please look into link? Maybe. What up, N Sedana? When you coming back to fucking NYC, motherfucker? We gotta go have some more sake. That shit was fun. Subscribe that swoosh. What the fuck? What's up? What do you have an S? Get your avatar set up. I pay rent. I'm poor but not fat. You got that good outdoor living, man. So you better not be a fat ass out there. You gotta have that beach body ready all year long. I won't dox you, but you live in good places, so get your sit-ups in. Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it. It's good to see some of you guys from Bad Take checking it out. All right, so hopefully you guys killed Mickey D's. Let's see if you guys left me any war stories today. So for any of you guys who are really new, you definitely want to check these out. These are stories left by traders who basically explain the emotions and setups and things that go into, like, you know, making the plays they do. And this can be huge in kind of like, you know, telling you some things about the emotional structures you go through mentally to make your choices, and give you really good insights from people who are actually, you know, living and breathing this shit right now. So let's see what we got. Should have some. It's been a while since I've been over here. No war stories. You slackers. What are you guys doing? So what do we have? Earnings this week. I think we have some big names. Today is Wednesday. I believe we had Visa yesterday and Microsoft and Google. So today, so these are all major market movers. And those out of the way, let's see who we have big left. Energy guys, I would keep eyes on this. Exxon and Chevron both coming out on Friday. You do want to see what they say. Caterpillar, you know, you guys have this guy's a sheet from a ways ago. He's one of the industrials we do keep watching, and we do want to see what he says. So I don't think any of you guys are particularly jarring to the market, but a lot of energy guys coming out. Some Boeing is always worth paying attention to. He's before the bell, so he should have actually happened already. And Meta's after. So Facebook's a market mover, depending on what he says. And then, you know, some of these energy guys, Valero has already happened. Valero and these energy guys we want to keep eyes on. So some stuff can come out of there that can be market moving. Humana, we talked about healthcare a while ago. And healthcare had been, looking pretty interesting. Let me see, Humana. Where did I have the chart for you? We talked about Humana here. Keep your eyes on these guys. Healthcare is one of the more bullish parts of the marketplace, along with like things like McDonald's, like places that people aren't looking. The non-sexy stuff, like who wants to fucking trade McDonald's and Humana, as far as stocks. But when you're like dealing with stocks that's not best of breed, you tend to see staples, utilities, and healthcare actually take leadership roles, and not the things most people are staring at. Like people are staring at like stock, like tech. Tech is XLK, the tech sector. But the real strength is in something like XOV in the low res, and no one's really seeing that, right? Like right now, this bounce right now from like the beginning of April, basically just means that tech was not the place to be. Things like fucking United Health, which is a Dow component. When the industrials we said were a little stronger, these guys were a little bit better in the beginning of April, right? This was the bump in April that was actually the pump of these guys, while a lot of tech stocks looked really bad. So, worth keeping an eye on some of these guys that are in structure like this. He doesn't look as good, but Humana does look as good. Does look a lot better. As he holds his system and rotates, you'd want to pay attention to that, especially if the market gets any actual strength back to it. Caterpillar, we said had earnings coming. Pay attention to him. So, huge bull flag system. Touch on the system. And this guy probably should get a redraw by now. Yeah, and he's got potential to rotate. I think we had Boeing this morning. Boeing already came out of that, and looking at some of these guys, we're waiting for the market to kind of figure themselves out. We want to see if these guys can actually structure out, with the diamonds, if they get some strength back to them. So we're kind of waiting for this to cook. We're waiting for the S&P to come out of the phantom zone. If anybody didn't remember what the phantom zone was, right? It was a small range right here on the SPYs. Why is this happening so often? Right, this little purple box range we have right here that we deflected out of. We gave you a warning of a corrective potential out of this thing. It did happen. And so you want to pay attention to this now while we pull out and see where the possible rotation is. If crypto is a leading indicator of risk assets, right, then what's going on there should likely, as long as it keeps going, should likely pull fucking stocks higher. They're just an underperforming space. So there are bullish things in there, and there are bullish things in staples and utilities and healthcare, and not so much like, tech right now looks kind of like, it's kind of correcting here from the space we talked about. Good spot on fucking Meta we told you to pay attention to. And so again, Meta after the bell, if he says something ridiculous, he could absolutely blow the fucking hell out of this right now and make turn tomorrow pretty bullish. So we want to pay attention to what Meta says. He's kind of one of the guys that everyone's curious about what's going on with him ever since he's kind of moved towards AI. That said, who else in tech looks like anything interesting? Yeah, that's pretty well congested, to be honest, right? That doesn't look like much of a pullback, just stalled with phantom zone. So patience with this one. Right, let these guys develop. This looks long-winded. I mean, if he comes through here, you're probably going to pull back over to the zone. It could be pretty deep, but be patient with this stuff. A lot of things don't look as terrible, right, as you want to think it does when you back up and look at these things. Tika sit on the fucking symbols. I like that. Yeah, when you guys get some war stories up there. I haven't gone to war stories in like a week, and there's no war stories. You guys be slacking. You got to keep your journaling up and stuff, right? So make sure we get some up there for the next show. 111. I'm actually surprised there's 100 people here after the market opened. Don't you guys have jobs? The fuck are you doing? No, I'm kidding. But pretty fun. I'm glad you guys stuck around. Hey, if Swoosh is the only person that made it, then he's the value in the system, right? Everyone's not supposed to get it. If everyone showed up, this wouldn't be a good idea. So that's how it works, right? Aren't all of you like the 1%ers of the rooms you came from? Veeks, if you're learning still, no problems. Just feel free to ask whatever. We'll show you, anything that you have some difficulty with. Ask some concepts that you have trouble employing, and if we have time to show you some things on here, we will. Dad bod all the way. Don't advertise that, bro. I got the shit too, but I don't tell nobody. All right. So, I guess we can go into our macro and then actually get some symbols in here. We're at 9:48. No rush. All right. So back to my template. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask. One more thing. How many people came out for prep with the chibis yesterday? So if anybody's had some difficulty walking around in there, like the big fucking clones seem to get stuck in the doorways, but the chibis are solid. And if you can get inside the room and then change back into your big clone once you get in there. We'll be running like in here like a lot more for like when we do live trading calls. Won't be like every other day like from the shows. Just to avoid burnout. I really can't do that. I'm gonna pace myself a little bit. Like I said, right now that we have the look and feel that we're starting to get to, the functionality, we can broadcast, we control music, and control the environment. This is something we talked about like last year. We're hoping to get to do that. The technology is kind of just catching up to, and it's kind of amazing to be in a world where the tech is actually like right on the forefront of like what we want to like do with it, and we know what we want to do with it. We're just waiting for it to come in. So this is really awesome. We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff in here. We're going to do our concept calls in here, and I want all you guys that have skins, if you need help, like to get some help getting a VRM set up. But we're going to operate in here. I'll be able to put up more than one charting screen soon, so I'll be able to have like a couple charts around the room for different assets we want to watch. And so I'm not just going to have this guy. I'm going to have a few different ones on there, and we'll be able to manage it from in here. Yesterday was just a couple of different IT issues trying to get everything to be functional and stuff. So it was a little bit crazy. But we're going to get this a lot smoother. So anybody that's had some trouble and stuff like that, make sure you ask for some help with getting stuff set up if you want to be inside the on Cyber. As for like I said, I'm going to create a couple token gates, and we're going to start to have different events here. We're going to do a poker tournament here. We'll have some cool prizes for that, and so for some people that want to get in the game without necessarily having like the bankroll to do it, we'll have some cool shit available in there that'll help you get in the game. So we're going to do acolytes are going to be here. We're going to actually have a room for anybody who's I know I'm the head troll of the clone world right now, but I'm going to have a clone channel for the community that has been built inside our own ecosystem of Clonix Classic, and anybody that's crazy if they want to venture into the crazy world of Clonix Classic and Nomics TV and learn some things. But it should get fun, and I want to gamify trading, and this is like the first step to really. This is a video game, for what we do. Most people would never believe we do what we do in markets when they see a picture like this, but I don't really give a fuck. This is like the world I actually envisioned, comic book gamified markets, a completely different psychology to be in this world that people take like so seriously, and they attach their egos to so much, and it makes it so difficult. When you can treat this like a fucking game, your psychology about fucking right, up and down, ones and zeros, it carries a lot less weight. When you've got that mental impetus that I must make money, it becomes the hardest thing for you to do. And my son trades now with us, and watching the way he thinks about it and stuff like that, how quickly he can act on it because he has that game kind of mind from his youth. It really provides an advantage, right? It's just up and down. It's just right and wrong. It doesn't matter how heavy you think about it. It's still going to be a choice that's right or wrong. And so to be able to make that choice swiftly and without like a whole bunch of like anxiety and baggage, mental baggage, an efficient, well thought out choice quickly is what you endeavor to do. Kind of like gamers do, right? Gamers make some insanely quick decision making without a lot of emotional load. If you ever watch how fucking fast these guys are when they play competitive gaming. So a big part of this too, the system I taught you guys comes from trying to teach my son to trade at 7. This entire template that I train you guys with now, that we call all the markets with, is actually his trading template from when he's a kid. That I trained you all on, that he's now come back to, pick up the fucking the mantle and carry on. So it's kind of a cool story, from 2014 when I first tried to train him. Yeah, he was a little young to start there, but I used that system to train all the vets that you see around the ecosystem right now, who've been here for 9 years since when I first tried to train him, and he has come back. I think that's a pretty cool fucking story, right? We sat out here long enough for him to come back. He's like, all right, Dad, what the fuck is this red and green bullshit you were harassing me about when I was a kid? It's kind of dope. But he's a monster at it, too. The thing is, I first trained him on this when he's 7, so for whatever reason, I think it might be intuitive now because I caught him real fucking young, So it's kind of cool. Anyways, that's enough of me doing proud dad stuff. All right, so macro things. So we start with our SPY like always. We get a breakdown where we are. Again, we're correcting out of phantom zone, which we warned you about was possible. That's a place that stops it. When you get this, it's a trigger out of phantom zone. Big dump bar right through this yesterday. If you guys pay attention, that's your trigger for phantom zone right on this dotted line. It opened and just power barred through that. So if any of you guys were like intraday paying attention, you probably caught a really good short on it. That being said, diamonds, we said they're all kind of correlated, not quite as powerful down move, but a good zone we told you to pay attention to, an equally important level to break down to, and then the Qs. Correcting a little bit here, we thought he could hold this line if he broke this angle, but he's been tracking this angle back, so keep this angle on watch, and then just set alert on it, right? This angle will tell you when this bull flag is likely to mature. So if you got that guy drawn right, yeah. So that's all. It's a pretty clean bull flag right here. He didn't rotate yet. The idea that we have here is still intact though, right? This rotation hasn't happened, but it's still the same rotation we're looking for, just a bigger bull flag now. So waiting for the same thing anyway, right? So we'll move that there. Check the strongest market, the CAC 40. And he's finally chilling at all-time highs. So good thing to pay attention to. May use this guy as a proxy to time like other indexes. Probably a good idea, right? We know we like to see on top of free and clear systems, and he's through this. So if he holds and rotates off of here, this would probably be a good sign for like all other indexes, even if they're weaker, and probably track him down, right? So let's just follow him and see what he does and how long it takes for his bull flag to mature and rotate, if he's going to do that or if he's going to keep on correcting. At least we know what to watch, right? The VIX we talked about, pay attention to this motherfucker. And why is that coming in weird? So he held the fucking contact of the angle down here, and he rotated back up into this system that we were watching. Oh, lovely sound, right? We had a box range here when we came through 21 last summer, and then we had the fucking real deep correction when the VIX pumped, and then we had another correction here, when the VIX pumped again off of that same box range, and we finally broke it, and we're retesting under it. So at first glance, sitting here, this should have a reaction, a corrective reaction from here, which would be a little supportive to stocks. But you need to kind of see this thing really kind of dump bar back out of here and swing back through 19 and stay under here, and that will allow us to kind of go towards this and allow a little bit more upside to equities and risk assets. Right now, the upside from the little bit blip we have down is actually all in crypto. It's not showing up in stocks just yet. So patience and things, and track those bull flag angles I showed you. Don't FOMO things. So again, this is still a critical angle we care about. If this guy gets strength and starts to go back to 21, that's a very bad thing. So we do want to pay attention to what he does in this little box range we've got between 1912 and 21. DXY things, right? That dollar attack is still ongoing, and if he keeps on going, we want to pay attention to guys like the euro. And this motherfucker is holding crazy trend angles, right? It's just stayed insanely strong. I was like, this is a more rare thing he could do, but he is actually riding this angle. Until he corrects it, you don't bet on these until he shows it. So for right now, he's holding a low relation uptrend that is tied to what the fuck is going on the USD. And then we said, like, for USD, right, North America as a basket of currencies looks like shit. And so pound CAD, pound dollar, all these guys look actually quite bullish. Sorry, GBP. There goes the CAD. So I told you guys to pay attention to this motherfucker. Pound CAD, pound dollar, like Europe versus America is the strength right now, right? Europe versus America is where the strength is, and a lot of things versus America. So pound as a whole, we talked about these two. AUD head looks so good. These guys have all been pretty fucking, strong across the board. But right now, Europe is the strength, and nobody would bet on this because fucking right now, Europe looks like they're on fire with what's going on with Putin. So it's a perfect sentiment trade for no one to want to touch this shit, right? So if you guys remember this, we drew this up a long time ago, and yeah, it's a basket, Euro currencies versus fucking the world right now. Worth paying attention to. Also told you to pay attention to that in the yen, so hope you guys pay attention to that, right? Pretty decent so far. We've been tracking this rotation from the box range, flag, and now sitting up here, right? Euro strength against fucking everything on the planet, from Asia to America. It's a global thing. Pound's a little bit of a laggard, but it is still fucking, riding with it. And of course, if you guys check this guy, he's been really strong too, right? CHF, we'd actually drawn this guy for you also a while ago. If you guys pay attention to that, right? Money. So currencies and stuff like that, if you guys pay attention, a lot of things are in motion there worth paying attention to related to what's going on in Europe and, in China and Russia. So definitely keep eyes on the Euro region currencies. All right, so it's VIX, currencies, crypto things. So back at 30K on BTC. Remember, our key swing level was 28.6. We went over this in the beginning of the show just to touch on it one more time. Wow, it's fucking epic. Where'd that come out of? 8 o'clock in the morning. Is that 8 o'clock? What am I on here? That's 8 o'clock Tuesday. So beast mode ripple, looking for this to restabilize over 28.6. If you don't remember why that's so important, 28.6 is the bottom of the bull flag from the pump from 2017. The first major shockwave that happened after you broke 2017 that led to the all-time high and supported the first dump. So that guy is a big swing level. We stay above it, it's a bullish sign for us, right? The next stop could be LTC Grandma on the BTC chart, which is the 32K range. ETH, we're watching him to hold the emotional range and get back above it completely, get the fuck out of it. That's back through 2000. We talked about like the level I thought he should test was 2220. He got within a shot of it, but not too much. So I think he does have it, should hit it flush. So if this guy rotates back through and gets back above this little dotted line running through the emotion level, this is a good swing level to pay attention to. 1931 sits above that. Stages, he can come out of the whole box range and then, you know, see if the strength keeps up to carry him up there. BNB is something I talked about paying attention to in OnlyFans, so hope you guys are still paying attention to him, right? And he's cooking under a trigger, so you want to keep eyes on all this stuff, and a good thing to proxy with is USDT.D. God, I hate that many letters. So this guy right now has a bull flag. If this rotates and pumps again that way, that's de-risk to crypto. So you do want to pay attention to this right here, right? Just unfreeze, you piece of shit. Wow, what the heck? So right here, this would be the ideal trigger for USDT.D is if you had him sitting here at the base with BTC rotating up. So as far away as this thing is from like this key trigger zone I gave you, it makes me think like you have a little bit more time. Like this pump is going to generate a little FOMO right here, but a little more time to structure out the other part of this to rotate. And UST.D probably bleeds down to the base level if it's going to actually be bullish. So I'd keep this guy on your radar still. All right, I think that covers most everything I wanted to cover for you guys. And yeah, do I have any? I don't think I have any futures TA. You guys are in futures right now. Let's see what futures are doing since we're fucking in the market, right? I think that's what you're kind of working with. So this box range became fucking epic. But I think if you rotate back up, you want to pay attention to this guy. That wick is a stop run. It's a blowout, retest, and under here. So if you get back through this area, you know, you might have a chance to begin the rotation back through this box range. So, you know, this is possible. So keep your eyes on it and see what he does. Dow things, what does Dow look like? Have to look at diamonds versus Qs to know if you give a fuck. Damn it. Damn it. Sweet Jesus, how many typos can I make? All right, so this was a big pattern we drew up before. And this is the diamond Q ratio, right? If this fades, it'll be like tech strength. If this keeps bouncing, it'll be industrial strength. So right now we're kind of waiting for this guy to actually probably give us more direction on what pump is really next. You know, is tech going to be the recovery or is it going to be industrial? So it's still kind of cooking and we're waiting for this. So not much to read into that now. You know, these resolutions, it can be many shows before we get anything meaningful to make it, you know, another analysis. All right, I think that's like fucking as detailed as I need to be. Y'all get all that? Did y'all get all that? Do you know what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Are you listening to a motherfucker in a mask right now to get your fucking, like, you know, your ideas of what's going on in the world? Is that healthy? I don't know. It's neither here nor there, is it? Yeah, trading views fucking slow as my ass today. No shit. Uno momento por favor. That would be my fucking attempted Spanish. All right, where's your symbols at? Let's see if I can get them. Where does, can somebody drop those symbols? Tiki, you drop those again for me? On the, oh, okay, I see them. Apple. All right, so we talked about him before. I forgot why I put these two timing lines here. I had a reason for them. I don't remember exactly why I did it. Okay, there's a reason I had these here. Why did I put those there? I don't remember. Hey, how about that squiggle? Remember that guy from way back there? Almost, not exactly, but the last path was about right. Thought he fucked people over and then fucking ran back up to the long-term angle. So he is up there. So we do want to pay attention to this. Like I said, this is going to go with the corrections we see in the S&P out of the phantom zone. That's what this is, right? That's a phantom zone correction. So if we're going to get a bull flag, maybe paying attention to like this whole thing. Let's turn this off real quick, right? And this trend resolution he's in right here, right? He may be in this and just actually a shallow correction right now. So let me put this angle on correctly. Get this off. So it is about a test on that trend angle we've got right here. So you kind of want to pay attention to this with regard to like the CAC and the S&P and stuff, and to see how deep the corrective structure is from phantom zone. If it rotates right back up and it follows anything like we see in crypto, then this is something that you should be paying attention to near term. EQH. EQH. The fuck is this? Equitable Holdings. Financial conglomerates. Looks like a SPAC. Interesting. I don't know what this thing's tied to or what's inside of it, you know, but he has some news flow coming, but it looks interesting like so, right? And just as a wave goes, if he holds that floor and he holds anything here, right, that's a potentially higher floor he can do something like that off of. So looks decent, but looks like he needs a little bit more time to cook, pulling back down. Yeah. He holds that line. He maybe dips through it a little bit and comes back. And kind of just the way we had that dip move on BTC. He dips into this guy. This is the original high. This is a stop run. These are tests of the stop run. Blowout, retest. There's a true retest of the actual first level. And then the blowout of that key level there. So that's the real level. So he holds this and dips through and stop runs some people through that guy and comes back. He may actually begin his his bottoming formation. So you're probably looking for him to like create like a zone rotation through there. So that looks pretty good. Let me make that box not a retarded color. All right. Next symbol, STLD, steel stuff. All right. So some basic material things, steel dynamics. Paying attention to these guys, and you can look at like SLX. This is the ETF that kind of controls these guys, right? Steel ETF right here, and we look at him like most of the big commodity bull flags, right? They all look kind of very self-similar, all coming down like these huge structures, you know. Sorry, that's a bad bull flag. All right, this is steel, and so you look at them, these guys that are in there, STLD, you know, Nucor, X. These guys are parts of that, and you're kind of looking at like long term. These guys are in a bit of a corrective structure right now, but they're extremely bullish. Like I said, everything has to do with commodities and bricks. You want to keep your eyes on. So for the time being, they're kind of out of favor, but there's something to definitely pay attention to here. The structures are all really good. This is the ETF. These are the best of breed guys. You can see X is kind of like not one of them right now, but STLD and Nucor are leadership here. So these guys are definitely worth paying attention to. All right, so let me get back to base template. Okay, cool. Next symbol, XRP USD. know he's right here somewhere. I always can't see this motherfucker. I know he's in the list. Am I crazy? How is that bitch not there? I swear to God, XRP's in this fucking list all the time. XRP, USD. Great. Who knows where the fuck the TA is for this guy? Motherfucker, I know I had this guy done all the time. XRP, USD, T. Shoot me. Fuck, there it is. Where did I put this? Binance? Alright, there he is. That's the setup for him, right? Big trigger here, failed it right now. We talked about in crypto and crypto correlations, then we'd be looking for him to possibly like rotate this flag to get him above the trigger and then set up another structure above the trigger to continue the rotation of this big ass bull flag. And if this thing rotates along with fucking the strength in BTC, like, you know, you're having an alt season and no one seems to fucking know it. But, you know, when you see things like fucking, you know, Pepe and shit running, you know, fucking like, you know, 11 bazillion% and shit like that, that doesn't happen in bear cycles, right? You do not have like fucking like, you know, Naruto coin and Goku coin and fucking, you know, this and that ridiculous coin fucking flying around insane percentages in bear environments. You only have that in bull environments. And the fact that most people are waiting for like everything to go to zero just tells you how far off the sentiment is on what the fuck's actually happening, since most of these cryptos have put in their bottoms from last fucking July. And no one seems to fucking realize that that's ever happened, you know? It's really, really fucking crazy. So anyways, keep that in mind with XRP, SJM. This is Smuckers. So he's inside the same space as like Mickey D's, right? He's like a staple. He's not like high-end foods or anything like that, right? XLP is your staple sector, right? And this is where like Mickey D's and like, you know, you're not like glamorous food guys are, that you have real crazy strength in. So SJM is inside that space and definitely worth watching. He's not the best of breed in there by any measure, but when we go back and like zoom out, look at him, right? You know, he's a staple asset, just like Mickey D's. These guys have been in the same bull trends for quite some time that most people don't really fucking pay attention to. But this is a bull market and a half since 2005. SJM is very much kind of similar thing, right? He's just kind of camped out at all-time highs right now. And we should pay attention to him here, see the way he goes through it or doesn't go through it. Attempting a rotation on there. You probably like this guy being a laggard. You want him like totally above the system. You play sometimes rotation going to if he's the best of breed getting there, but he's not the best of breed getting there. So you don't make that judgment, you know. So, all right. This guy looks pretty good. Oops, fuck. SJM, NYXE. NYXE. Wait, NYXE? That's not coming up with anything. NYX? I don't know if that. Oh, my bad. I got it. I didn't know where the phone is to stop that situation. Killing me, Smalls. Okay. Got it. My bad. Oh, it's the NYC. Okay, got it. Alright, that was. Did I get Smuckers on there or no? Did you guys see Smuckers? I did not have it. Did you guys see SJM or no? No, it's the Smuckers. Alright, my bad. SJM. So we're just talking about him. He's not best of breed. XLP, these guys are part of this kind of bull market, and then staples. McDonald's is part of this. Yeah, trading view is going real slow. Where the fuck's everything? Okay. All right, so XLP. We look at him, we look at something like McDonald's, right? McDonald's is the best of breed guy in this space, but Smucker's is like a laggard, but they're both bullish, right? And so Smucker's is kind of hung up trying to break out, while McDonald's is really the alpha of this space, right, at this moment. I think it doesn't mean you don't look at Smucker's, but remember I was talking about falling best of breed, right? The strength right now is this guy. Could it rotate? Maybe, but at this point, it's kind of like showing, it hasn't shown that. So with SJM, I said, what you pay attention to being not a best of breed is he needs to be totally free and clear of his previous system, where he was trying for a catch-up move, right? If McDonald's and Staples correct, he'd probably correct pretty hard off of this. So just putting a line on the all-time high and triggers above that, and notating his bull flag that he's got, right, going through the all-time high, and see if he can get back and reclaim it. All right. XRP was last, okay. So MU. I think we had this guy before. This is Micron. So old system high, retest on high didn't go so well, went under it and began to get capped out. So I would watch this guy and see if he can actually make it back above this exact level we have, because it looks like it's pretty good line in the sand for a blowout. And then if we get under it, holding the line, so if he gets back above it, still watching this angle and still watching attempted rotation to come back up through here. Above this angle, above this like level, and a structure to take him through this angle is what you'd be watching for next. But like I said, semis aren't the best place right now, so I need some time still. All right, let's see. Now that's MUV2. Pretty sure that's not what's supposed to be coming up there. Wait, what are you guys asking for? MUV2. What is MUV2? Which one of these are you guys looking for? Because I know what, isn't this you guys are asking for, right? No, you're asking for something else. MUV2. What is MUV2? Whoever wants to clarify that for me. Not sure. Anyone? Top one? Okay. Oh, okay, we did this already. All right, cool. Wasn't sure what the hell this was. Insurance company in Germany. Gotcha. Okay, so I guess you probably the person that asked it last time here. Bull flag, not the exact same structure I drew, but he bull flagged it and then rotated the flag. So kind of want to see if the insurance companies are strong here. This is KIE, and you look at Aflac and stuff. These guys will kind of correlate. What does he correlate to? Let's see. MUV2. No, that's not right. MUV2. Let's see. Humana and Health. Let's see if these guys look alike. It's a basket of insurers right there. So, and like he's got the differential in like European strength to him. It looks like, so he looks like he correlates pretty good with like some of the American insurance companies. And he's got that best of breed bump that like both Germany and CAC, are doing better than the U.S. So he's inside the insurance space. He's the guy above his old all-time high. These guys are kind of churning on the recent highs. So as far as all these guys go, right, he looks the best of breed as far as insurers go, if insurance catches strength. I think financial assets have been a little weak on the back of banks, and these guys share a little bit of a relationship. But in the world of financials, insurance and brokers are the strength. So this is probably worth keeping eyes on if it gets to be a push further. Because I do think, Humana and Humana and United Health are also good guys to keep on your radar. So that being said, I think what we have on here drawn up stands, right? Flag above a system high, rotation. Keep your eyes on that, right? All right. Where's your next one? Sony. I see people asking that a lot lately. So pay attention to Japan. That's the last time we talked about Sony. It's been a while. All right, let's update Sony. So there's the depths of what looks like the bull flag that finally happened. We're tracking his angle down. And these are the waves and corrections, waves, corrections, wave, corrections, right? And you've got one giant big correction down here. Stop running the shit out of everybody who is in this wave. So let's see. All right, blew out that low, rotated back above, and is currently trending in this rotation of this bull flag like so. All right, this is possibly your next higher floor for him to go and take out this high. That didn't go that well. So let's see something with the Nikkei. Let's see what he looks like. What does the Nikkei look like these days? Doesn't look bad. Where's my Nikkei chart? That's not it. Fucking Leon. Knew there was something going on with this chart. So, all right. So, the Japanese Nikkei, right? We were looking for him on long scales to recover. We talked about Japan in a cheat sheet, I think like 3 years ago, right? That this guy likely was coming back and rotating, and most people weren't paying attention. The Far East is definitely doing things that people aren't paying attention to, and we know that there's like a union over there for China and all the surrounding economies that Japan is cooperating with to a degree, even though they're allies with the U.S. These guys are have their own interests at heart, and this structure doesn't look bad, right? That looks pretty good just on a resolution. Most people don't have the patience to pay attention to. This bull flag's been correcting since March of 2021, so it's been 2 years this bull flag is taking to form. So this is just trading at a much bigger resolution. When you look at the crash cycle of Japan, right, which is a bull flag, they topped in 1989. This is the final low right there, right? And this is what Japan is. Japan is just one big ass bull flag rotation on a resolution that nobody's paying attention to, as they make a comeback, all in kind of secret. But this is what you're watching, and then so you take things like Sony that you're asking me, right? You kind of see where Sony's bull flag is. See it? Big res bull flag, right? That follows his entire arc and correction. He's been dead money from March 2021. Sony topped a little bit after that with the rest of the stock market, and it's kind of been languishing like that right now. So that's the kind of scale of what we're watching, right? So Sony. So there's a bull flag we've drawn in Sony before. We last talked about it. And so it's huge looking, but remember, that can be a little distortion. I think you're paying attention for that bull flag on Japan, and you're paying attention right here for this also. So all eyes on Japan, maybe. Far East, BRICS things, and anybody who's benefiting from being around BRICS, right? Next things. Sony, EGLD, BTC. What is this? EGLD, BTC. Pretty sure you guys asked me this coin before. Yeah, you have. Okay, forever ago. So with all the things in crypto you guys asked me about, that looks like garbage. Best of breed things, right? That one's garbage. Link USD, equally garbage. So as far as a guy like this in a pattern like that, with the whole of crypto kind of showing some sense of rotation since last summer, done nothing, best of breed things, right? But he is cooking in a range. So if he has a comeback potential, it'll be above this range. All right, motherfuckers, that's it. Nice slow roll, hour-long show. That actually fit perfect, huh? That is definitely a lot easier than stressing myself the fuck out. 90 people left. all good. Hopefully they come back and check out the end of it. We covered a lot of stuff in real high levels of detail. Hopefully you guys are able to use those things to make better plans. Remember, don't FOMO anything on this show. We're not telling you what to buy, not telling you what to sell. Just give your perspective, and you guys take that information. You make better choices with it. So that being said, motherfuckers, it's 10:30. Hope you guys have a good day. Catch you on the flip. Peace out. I can't even pronounce the name of this fucking show, so you pronounce it.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.